If you are learning Mandarin for business, chances are you've asked yourself this question: how many Chinese characters do I realistically need? And what's a waste of time? You will hear numbers like 3,000, 5,000, even more. Today, I want to replace that anxiety with clarity. In this lesson, I will show you how Chinese characters actually function in real-world Mandarin, what character ranges matter for business use, and how to prioritize learning for maximum professional return. Section 1. The biggest misunderstanding about Chinese characters. Let's clear up the most common mistake first. A Chinese character is not the same thing as a word. Sometimes a character is a word, usually it's not. Every Chinese character represents only one syllable. Some business-relevant words are one character. For example, 人 person, 价 price, 货 goods, 书 book. In these cases, one character equals one word. More often, especially in business, it doesn't. Modern Mandarin relies heavily on multi-character compound. For example, 合同 contract, 客户 client, 成本 cost, 市场 market. This is why beginners feel overwhelmed. They think they are memorizing thousands of isolated symbols. In reality, they are learning reusable components, much closer to prefixes, roots, and modules than words. For example, take 成. You will see it everywhere. 成 means become and complete. 成功 success. 完成 complete. 成立 establish. 成本 cost. This is exponential growth. You are not memorizing isolated symbols. You are learning reusable parts. Many learners told me that I don't know how many characters I've learned, but I can communicate. Business learners often notice something interesting. Mandarin feels inefficient at the beginning, but after a certain point, progress accelerates. That's not an illusion, it's structural. Once you know a core set of high-frequency characters, new vocabulary stops feeling new. You begin to recognize, not memorize. This is where Mandarin starts paying compound interest. One character appears in emails, contracts, invoices, meeting notes. And suddenly, your reading speed and confidence rise together. One character unlocks multiple high-frequency words. We are not collecting characters. We are building usable vocabulary networks. Section 3. How many characters do you actually need? Now let's talk numbers without panic. How many Chinese characters are there? Chinese has over 80,000 characters in total. That's including rare historical ones. But modern business communication uses a very small subset. Here is the breakdown. 300 to 500 characters. You can start recognize common signage, navigate apps and forms, and handle basic written communication. 800 to 1,200 characters. You can read WeChat messages and emails, understand basic contract at a surface level, and operate comfortably in daily business environment. 1,500 to 2,000 characters. This is professional working literacy. You can follow industry news and participate in written communication with confidence. 2,500 and more characters. You can read advanced documentation and deal with nuanced written negotiation. It's definitely high-level reading efficiency. How many Chinese characters do Chinese people know? Most native speakers actively use 2,000 to 4,000 characters, not encyclopedic amounts, just like English speakers. Section 4. Where exams help and where they don't. Many learners use the HSK framework as a benchmark. That can be useful if you understand its limit. HSK levels measure reading recognition and vocabulary breadth. But business success depends on pattern recognition, tone awareness, and contextual understanding. In real business Mandarin, knowing how characters combine matters more than how many you can list. That's why some professionals function well below advanced exam levels, while others pass the test but struggle in real communication. Section 5. The FigTree Mandarin Business Strategy. At FigTree Mandarin, we teach characters differently. We don't ask how many characters did you memorize. We ask how many situations you can handle. Our priorities are high-frequency characters, real business compounds, repeated exposure across contexts, recognition before production. You don't need to conquer Chinese characters, you need to leverage them. When you stop counting characters and start building systems, Mandarin becomes predictable, scalable, and surprisingly efficient. Hard at first? Yes. But once the structure clicks, progress works in your favor. That's what business learners need most. 我们下期视频见，再见。